Hi, this is Cole Smithy with ColeSmithy.com and your guide to what to see and what to avoid at the movies this week. There aren't too many 81-year-old directors still making movies. There are even fewer of John Boorman's magnitude contributing such nuanced delights as Queen and Country.
They'll have their work cut out, making a soldier of you, pipsqueak.
As evidenced here, the director behind such cinematic gems as Point Blank, Deliverance, and The General still has something to offer contemporary audiences. This sequel to Boorman's career-defining autobiographical World War II-era masterwork, Hope and Glory, about his childhood growing up in bombed-out London, is a nostalgic but frank retelling of his life during 2 years of conscripted service in the British Army after the war's end. The genial yet irreverent tone that Boorman sustains throughout Queen and Country sustains the freely expressed, frequently opposing, political and social views that swirl between the picture's alternately familial and military base settings. The romanticized narrative picks up where Hope and Glory left off. The year is 1952. John Boorman's now 18-year-old alter ego, Bill Rowan, played by the charismatic Callum Turner, hopes that his family's isolated household on Faroes Island, River Thames, might prevent the army from finding him. The family doesn't even have a phone. His home's remote location sits adjacent to the now famous Shepperton Film Studios. Inspiration lurks. Bill witnesses motion pictures being made in his own backyard, or dockside river as it were. Throughout the film's naturalistic dialogue, Boorman drops a stream of references to the films of his youth, such as Kurosawa's Rashomon, to provide a chorus of historic reference points to his early muses. If you're a film lover, you can't help but be charmed. The likely lad gets a break when he avoids being shipped off to Korea after being assigned to train new recruits to type and read maps in the company of Percy Hapgood, his new best friend and fellow soldier.
Just here having a nervous breakdown.
And have you come to save me?
Of course.
I am going for a swim.
Percy, played by Caleb Landry Jones, is an inveterate prankster and womanizer who takes more umbrage than Bill at their constant abuse under Sergeant Major Bradley, played by David Thewlis, a humorless stickler for the Army rulebook. Percy's exaggerated desire to kill Bradley, or at least cause him to self-destruct, veers into extended flights from sanity. Stealing an illustrious company clock to get Bradley's goat escalates into much more than a dirty little prank. Brilliant set-piece sequences where Sergeant Major Bradley brings his snotty subordinates up for reprimand before Richard E. Grant's alcohol-fueled Major Cross create divine moments of hilarity. You can see the tremendous fun these two towering British actors share riffing off one another. You'll wish every British movie featured Richard E. Grant and David Thewlis playing scenes together. Percy may be more daring and experienced with women, but Bill is easily excited into bold action when the situation calls for it. A chance meeting between Bill and an elusive blonde, played by Tasman Egerton, that Bill dubs Ophelia, sets off a romantic journey. Sparks fly when Bill's sister Dawn, played by Vanessa Kirby, exhibits more than average sibling affection for her brother during a family visit that Ophelia attends. Boorman doesn't overstate the relationship, but it seems on face value that his sister was more than a little sweet on him in their youth. Boorman's unfussy approach to his youthful past creates a warm sense of familiarity with the characters he presents, however quirky their motivations may be. It's a tidy slice-of-life movie about a bygone era of pomp and circumstance where boys could grow into idealistic men, even after being court-martialed for seducing a soldier from his duties, as Bill is before his time in the Army is complete. Women don't get as much latitude.
For 10 minutes of pleasure. Any questions? And one lad said, "Yes, sir." How do you make it last 10 minutes?
Bill still harbors resentments against his mother, played by Sinead Cusack, for an affair she had with a man with whom she waves at from across the river every day. Bill still has some growing up to do. I give this memorable picture a B+. My sleeper pick is 71. And my guilty pleasure pick is David Cronenberg's Maps to the Stars. My must-have DVDs are Blood Car from Kino Lorber, Yasuhiro Ozu's The Autumn Afternoon from the Criterion Collection, and Francois Truffaut's The Soft Skin, also from Criterion. Hotel Terminus, The Life and Times of Klaus Barbie is an exhaustive documentary about the Butcher of Lyon, the notoriously sadistic Gestapo captain who tortured more than 1,000 French men, women, and children, many to death, before being recruited by the CIA, then the CIC, Counterintelligence Corps, to assist with its anti-socialist efforts in Bolivia.
Had betrayed the idealism of the German youth, he jumped up, absolutely furious, and shouted, in my presence, no one says anything against the Führer. And he got really red in his face,
Barbie liked to brag that it was he who devised the strategy for murdering Che Guevara. Hotel Terminus is a vigorous filmic document made by a filmmaker, Marcel Ophüls, so hungry for satisfaction that every image and interview sequence spits with a personalized sense of boiling outrage. Ophüls edited the 4-hour film down from over 120 hours of interview footage. The result is an alarming documentary because it exposes so much about inherent deceptions in 20th century political power structures that have since come home to roost in the worst possible of ways in the 21st century. It is clear from events at Abu Ghraib, Guantanamo, and other U.S.-run prisons and blackout sites that the CIA studied and put into practice Barbie's torture-craft methods while applying them as standard operating procedures at home and abroad. Marcel Ophüls, the Jewish son of the celebrated filmmaker Max Ophüls, made Hotel Terminus nearly 2 decades after completing The Sorrow and the Pity, an unrivaled filmic record of collaborations between the French Vichy government and Nazi Germany during World War II. Together, the two films combine to form an essential micro-macro explanation through first-person accounts and documented facts of dark chapters in French and German history that would otherwise be kept mute. In Hotel Terminus, America and Italy, the Vatican in specific, are incriminated in the rampant skullduggery surrounding Klaus Barbie's actions after his time spent carrying out Hitler's final solution. An often repeated chorus of complaint comes from many French and German people that Ophüls approaches about Barbie. Why does he, Ophüls, and so many others insist on dredging up things that happened 40 years ago? One such person exerts that there is a 20-year statute of limitations on war crimes. The knee-jerk mitigating response elucidates how Hitler's criminal energy spread from Germany to modern-day America. Ophüls interviews countless people connected to Barbie: victims, neighbors, French collaborators, French resistance fighters, German colleagues, journalists, lawyers, American intelligence agents, and South American politicians relay their own personal impressions of Barbie. He was a nice man is a common refrain. The emotionally devastating film draws to a close in 1987 when, at the ripe age of 73, Barbie's sentencing in a French court to life imprisonment for crimes against humanity arrives as a meager footnote to justice. Sadly, Hotel Terminus is a bitter reminder that those in power will continue to abuse their authority with the knowledge that even if they are caught, there are plenty of similarly dirty allies who will protect them. Call it the Klaus Barbie effect. Thanks for watching, and visit ColeSmithy.com for more.